What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Jagan Gaming. So this morning, I read an article about IGN that the new Star Wars live-action series has been revealed by Jon Favreau, and it's going to be based off of The Mandalorian. So you may have heard of Jon Favreau. He directed Iron Man, and he has directed several other successful films. So this one actually may be good. Okay, he directed Iron Man, and that kind of led to the Marvel universe with all the Marvel movies that we have out now. And this series apparently is going to be based off of kind of like a lone gunfighter. It's going to be kind of like a Star Wars Western. That's pretty much what it looks like. So it's going to be set after the fall of the Empire. I believe roughly 7 years after the fall of the Empire, but this is before the emergence of the First Order. So I have read a couple of rumors from different sources that it's rumored that this lone Mandalorian is going to be Sabine Wren. And of course everyone knows who Sabine Wren is. She was the Mandalorian crew member of the Ghost from Star Wars Rebels. Now, of course, that has not been confirmed that it's going to be her. I personally think that would be really awesome. I love her character on the show. If it is Sabine Wren, then pretty good chance we're going to see Ahsoka Tano and hopefully Ezra Bridger, as that would solve the mystery of what happened to Ezra at the end of Star Wars Rebels. So, of course, I'm sure all of you by now know what happened to Ezra. He basically took off in the Star Destroyer with Thrawn so that he could save everyone else from defeat. But as of now, nobody knows what happened to Ezra. As far as they know, he's pretty much in the unknown regions with Thrawn. It's unknown if he's alive or not. So we do know at the end of Star Wars Rebels, Sabine Wren left with Ahsoka Tano with the intent of finding Ezra, and hopefully he is still alive. But again, that has not been confirmed. It's just simply a rumor that the lone Mandalorian would be Sabine Wren. And again, if it is, I would be incredibly open to that. I'm actually a little excited about this, to be frankly honest with you. So hopefully this is pretty good. I mean, it's not by Rian Johnson, and hopefully Kathleen Kennedy isn't, she doesn't have her grubby little paws on this, and, of course, sprinkle it with all kinds of feminism and social justice. So this might actually be pretty good. I'm not familiar with directors, but from what I've been reading, Jon Favreau is actually a pretty good director. And like I said, he directed Iron Man. I believe he directed Jungle Book, and I believe he is also directing the live-action Lion King movie. So I have a pretty good feeling about this, and I'll go as far as to say I'm actually excited. I am happy. Now, here's the one thing. I did read somewhere, and I should have, I forget what YouTube channel that I saw this on, where someone said, hey, what if this lone Mandalorian is Boba Fett? And I'm not really sure how I would feel about that. Now, it is, they say it without saying it, that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc. Okay, I don't recall what book it is, but in the book, supposedly, Boba Fett's armor was found outside of the Sarlacc, which would pretty much insinuate that he was able, to survive and eventually was able to climb out of the Sarlacc. So, how would I feel if this person is actually Boba Fett instead of Sabine Wren? And honestly, I'm not quite sure. Okay, it's a possibility. It very well could be Boba Fett. I will say this much. Before they verified that the Boba Fett movie has been canceled, quite frankly, I wasn't excited about a Boba Fett movie at all. I was about as excited about Boba Fett as I was the Han Solo movie. Okay, so I'm kind of on the fence on how I feel if it would be Boba Fett. And again, this is just, it's just a bunch of rumors going around. The rumor I've seen so far is that it possibly could be Sabine Wren, which I am totally open to. I have no problems with Sabine Wren's character. I absolutely love that character. I love Boba Fett, but of course I think everyone who doesn't like Boba Fett. But again, I'm not 100% on how I feel if it were him. Okay, so all I can really do is just at this point just wait and see until they announce. This might be a completely new character altogether. So you can't count that possibility out either. At least until they let you know, okay, here's the new Mandalorian. Okay, so there's that. So this is going to debut on Disney's streaming service. So if you want to see this show, you're going to have to buy their streaming service, and I'm not. But then again, what choice do I have? If I want to see this show, then that's what I'm going to have to do. Either that, or I like to watch the Venture Brothers or Attack on Titan, and often I just go online, go to the Pirate Bay, and just download it off of there the night after it airs on TV. So I might just do that if. But then again, what I'm also reading on IGN's website is that supposedly there's supposed to be other Star Wars series that are going to be on this Disney streaming site. So I don't know how that's going to work as far as if you're able to download, and if you don't want to sign up for their streaming service and pay for it, because if I were to do that, then really the only thing I'm going to be watching on it is Star Wars. Okay, now, and again, this series is supposed to be the first season is supposed to be a 10 episode series, and it's going to run Disney about $100 million. Okay, so I will say this much. I would say probably this is a chance for Kathleen Kennedy to maybe redeem herself a little bit. You never know. If this actually turns out to be pretty good, then okay, then there's hope for Star Wars then. Okay? It's not just, dead in the water. Right now it is. Okay, and keep in mind, this Sunday, I believe, is when Star Wars Resistance is going to air. And I made a previous video about that, and I'll repeat what I said. I'm not excited about that video, or about that, about that show at all. I'm gonna tune in and watch it, so I can, make the judgment on whether or not I'm going to be interested in this or not. And keep in mind, when Star Wars Rebels first aired, without question, I was like, okay, this is the new Star Wars animated series. I absolutely love the Clone Wars. I believe there was Dave Filoni who did both of those, and I absolutely love the Clone Wars. So without question, I tune into Star Wars Rebels without even thinking twice. And now Star Wars Resistance, is supposed to start on Sunday, which is the 7th, I believe. And again, I'm gonna tune in because I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, boycott this or any of that crap. You all of you are intelligent adults. You can make that decision on whether or not you want to watch something or not. I'm not going to tell you, hey, don't watch this, don't put money in their pockets. I'm not going to do that, because at the end of the day, I'm a Star Wars fan, and as bad as things are, I'm still willing to. I'm not at that point where I've thrown in the towel and just said, okay, that's it, I'm done. But a lot of people have done that. Okay, they are completely, disillusioned. They're completely unsatisfied, and they pretty much don't. They are so unhappy they can't see any kind of light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm not at that point yet. Okay, that much I can say. I'm not at that point where, okay, I'm just completely done. So Star Wars Resistance, yes, of course, I'm gonna go. And depending on how this first episode is, I'm going to give it a shot. I'll try it out, and who knows, maybe I'll like it. Who knows? Okay, same thing with The Mandalorian. I'm not sure if that's what the name of the show is going to be. I think it is, actually. But I just know that it's based off of the Mandalorians, and I've always thought that they were pretty badass. So, like I said, I'm excited for that. I actually am. I actually have some kind of excitement for Star Wars. So that's a good thing. You know, I'm excited for the Clone Wars that's going to be airing, I believe. Was it the beginning of next year or the end of this year or the beginning of next year, when I guess it's going to be on Netflix, where they put the last season. Kind of really hoping that we get to see Order 66 at the end of the Clone Wars. But I digress. Like I was saying, I'm gonna give this a shot. Okay, I really am. You know, and if it's really good, then okay, hey, there's hope for Kathleen Kennedy after all, if it turns out to be good. But keep in mind, you know, this is more Jon Favreau than it is Kathleen Kennedy. So, but you know, I'll give credit where credit's due. So, well, that's pretty much it. I'm actually excited. Well, anyway, so it is now noon, and I have had about an hour of sleep. I was supposed to go to a hiring event for Lockheed Martin today, and I guess I was so nervous that I did not get any sleep, and there's no way I can go driving 4 hours with an hour of sleep. That's not a very smart idea. So I decided to not go, but there's another hiring event next Friday, so make sure I get sleep, and I'm going to go to that one, and hopefully I'll get some good, you know, and I'll impress somebody and hopefully get a job. So I'm at that point where sitting around the house is just, it sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and go. That's going to be it for me. Let me know what you think. You know, are you guys excited about the Mandalorians? Are you just, you know, like me? You're not at that point, or are you completely done? Like, you don't care. I don't care what you put out. It's all garbage now. So let me know what you think. So if you liked the video, be sure to leave a comment, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.